Hello people, and welcome back to another episode of Cities Skylines modular builds. Hope you're having a wonderful day. And it has been well over a month since we have done one of these things, but the new channel schedule now dictates that they should be here every Saturday. So for the modular build fans, you now have kind of a set day for your favourite series. And yeah, it's we did a live stream on this on Thursday this week. It has been uploaded to the channel in its entirety. If you want to go and check it out, we were kind of doing some live testing and planning ready for today's episode. So if you haven't checked that out and it sounds like a bit of you, you can find it on the channel, of course. They won't be every Thursday. It will be kind of in the live stream rotation amongst with Palaven and any other cities that we build and Warhammer 2, etc. So it's not going to be every week, but it will appear from time to time. However, in today's video, we are going to be looking at a highway rest stop, which is actually a really kind of fun thing to build. It's very much more kind of aesthetic and cosmetic as opposed to functional and kind of making you a lot of money. But it's still really nice, and we'll do some cool things with it as well. Okay, so go ahead and dive straight in, I suppose. So first thing you obviously want to do is find kind of a little bit of highway where you want to place this thing in. It's not too big, but yeah, just you have to have a highway, of course. We're going to do some terraforming first of all, because we're going to sink the highway just for kind of the aesthetic look that this thing gives. You want to come ahead and grab your shift terrain tools and just a click down if you're on console or playing without better landscaping mod, and then the second or third intensity should be okay for what you need. And then once we've kind of dug that out, we're going to use our level terrain, and then we're just going to create this little ditch for our highway to come and rest in. Scoop it all out. Also as well, if you're not in the Discord, we have a modular builds request channel, where you can of course request a modular build and also check out the current active list. So if that sounds like it might be a bit of you, then link is in the description. Okay, so now we have our little ditch here, and we'll go ahead and make sure that this side is also nice and smooth. Super duper. Okay, so with the road in the middle, we're going to use the 2-lane highway. Now we want them to be quite close together, so we're going to have all our snapping on. Two one-way highway roads. These do come with mass transit if you don't have them. If you don't have them, then just use the regular highways, you'll be fine. Okay, so that's what we're looking at right now. Nice and easy. Then we'll dive back into the world of terraforming, and we'll grab our level terrain, and then we're just going to click on the banking where we dug out the ditch and just push our sides back up towards the highway again. You don't want to go right up against the highway, you want to leave a tiny little bit of room. So like right there is okay. So you kind of, you know, got that aesthetic about the build right now. It's pretty simple. Now what we're going to do is we're going to draw on our on and off ramps into the highway. So let me just put this one in. Do something similar with this one as well. Obviously everyone's kind of highway shape at either end of this build will vary, so you know, factor that into your own map. You see, like, you know, this one curves off in that direction, yours might go in that direction, there might be an interchange in front of it, you might need to do a variety of things to get it to fit in, but you know, we're just focusing on the highway rest stop today anyway. Okay, and then from wherever you split your 3-lane highway into a 2-way, we're going to come out with a regular highway ramp. Now this is, if you don't know, the reason we're splitting the lanes here is for lane mathematics. If you're playing especially without Traffic Manager, then this will just help the traffic flow a little bit easier when they're kind of flowing. Kind of, you know, they have to be in this lane to turn right. These two are going straight on. So 3 downgrades into a 2 and a 1. I hope that makes sense. Okay, and then we'll bring this forward a little bit as well. And we'll dive into small roads. I'm just going to use the regular 2-lane road for this. If you guys want to use some of the fancy looking roads, then you can. Just let's take that a little bit away first, actually. Yeah, just, you know, it's up to you how fancy you want it to look. A lot of the roads in kind of highway stops in England don't have that fancier road. So yeah, I'm just going to use the regular 2-lane one for this. And then basically what we want to do is make sure we're level all the way up here as well. So again, make sure the terraforming is as tidy as possible. You can see what we're kind of going for here. We're leaving 4 tiles between the highway and the road. So we'll do the same thing here as well. Just matching up to the road guideline of the highway. Everyone's going to have a nice time. Everything's super symmetrical at the minute. You can kind of get an idea of how this is beginning to develop. And yeah. So for the internal roads, I'm going to use a one-way system. And I'm going to jump over to the one-way road with grass for this. And then we're going to come out at increments of 350. And then across. And then again at 350 and across. Okay, so simple like that. Do the same thing on this side as well. Increments of 350 and up. And 350 and up. Okay. So it's actually like a really super simple, easy pattern to repeat. And obviously depending on the space you're working with, you might want to make this a little bit smaller. You might just want to do one side of the highway. It's entirely up to you really. Okay, so we've come out here by distance of, let's remeasure this for you guys. And then after this we're going to come out by distance of 10, which is 1,000. And then draw this one up like this. Okay, now this is going to function as our car park. For those that don't have Plot the Growables or are playing on console, this is how you do it. So we're going to grab ourselves a district, a regular district tool. We're going to follow the snap points of the road, corner to corner. Fill it in. We're going to grab the organic and the local produce specialization from the Green Cities DLC. Apply it to this district. Now what you want to do is grab some low density, well it doesn't matter if it's high or low, grab yourself some low density commercial zone. Get your marquee tool. Now you want to zone out 2x2 squares. Like this, okay? Now, this has a chance of generating a car park asset. If we can play the game here and get some coming in. Now, for the purpose of the video, I am going to use Plot the Growables to place these in, because I'm not waiting for these. This takes a long time to do, and obviously once one has filled in, you can then go ahead and fill in the middle. But you have to wait for them to come in, and we'll see if we can spot the asset come in here naturally. If you are on PC, just use Plot the Growables or get a workshop asset. Okay, so you can see here we got 5 of them in. This one that you want. Okay? This is what you're after. So basically anything that doesn't come in as that car park, you delete. So there you go, perfect example. Now we can see that these 2 have come in, we can fill in the next one. And then with the space in the middle, it's quite cute if you run a little path through here. Any of the paths are quite nice. The contrast with the red on the amusement park path is quite cute as well. So just have a play around with a couple of different paths. See which one works for you. And then you can yeah, just decide which one you like, I guess. So I'm going to unzone all this. So that's how you do it. It's really, it's pretty simple to do. It just takes a long time because there's like 5 or 6 assets within that 2x2 commercial pool for Green Cities. So yeah, just get them in if you're bothered about it. If not, then, you know, you can't really use this modular build. So I'll go and place these in. Then we'll come back and we'll see what it looks like with a fully completed car park in here. Okay, so there you go. That is what it will eventually look like, providing you spin them the right way, of course. For those on PC, this is the Find It mod, and this is Plot the Growables. Allows you to place any assets that you want, including workshop and base game DLCs. So yeah, this is the effect you'll end up having No, unfortunately for console players, it's a process, but it is doable. And then right up next to the car park here, we're going to throw in one of the Japanese content creator buildings. This is the service station and restaurant. We're going to place this in on this road here. You can kind of see that service station vibe developing now, hopefully. If you want to, you can even flip this onto its side. It's kind of a little bit nicer on the side, actually. It looks more like a service station. You know? It's already got some car park decals out the front here as well, which only helps kind of, you know, increase that kind of larger parking atmosphere that we're going for. I think we'll actually even pop this over one more tile, and then this way we can do some little decorating with a park path either side. Yeah, just little touches like that. Again, you know, you are going to get all this commercial zoning, but it's very much kind of aesthetically pleasing commercial zoning. So you will make money from this thing, but it's not kind of, you know, it's more functional, isn't it, as opposed to aesthetic. So what I'll do here is I'll repeat this on this side, and then we'll kind of begin to see that duplicated pattern appear. And there we go. Precious. Very nice. I do quite like this build. So yeah, it will take you a while to get that one in, but it is possible. And then we're going to come back in and grab our regular 2-lane road again. Of course, no one's watered or powered. I've allowed the game to play. Now, quickly talking about the power, it's pretty unlikely that this build will integrate naturally into your city's electric system anyway, just because it's going to be right near a highway. But you can integrate a little bit of a wind farm into this if you want to as well. So from this point here, where we connect back onto the main road that comes on the highway, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves a little 2-lane one-way road. And then we're going to bring this over the highway itself using our lowest incline. We're just going to snap to the angle, and then you're just going to bring that road across the highway in a nice little bridge, and then you're going to hook back down in. So just a super cute little bridge that flows over the highway here. Pretty nice. Then we're going to do exactly the same on this side as well. You can snap to road guideline here if you want to. Come across. And then back down. Okay. That's kind of your bird's eye view right now. Of course, it wouldn't be one of my builds if it did not have an elevated zoo path. This is totally unnecessary, you don't need to do this. But it does look quite nice if we just come out to the grid. And then you can put by 3. Same thing again, and then back down to earth. You can repeat this on both sides if you want to. It's just a nice little... Again, you know, it's the power of the repeated pattern. And it also looks super nice from the highway as well to see like the little... The green foliage that's on these bridges. Nice little aesthetic from here too. They won't end up getting too much use, purely because you know, there's not that much reason for people to walk around here. But they are usable. Okay, let's have a little discussion about this side right now. So there are a variety of things you can place here. One of my good suggestions if you are playing with Sunset Harbour, this is an excellent opportunity to use your Metro Intercity bus hub and also the regular bus Intercity bus hub as well if you want to. So I'm going to go ahead and use my Metro Intercity bus hub, and then use this as the key asset alongside this car park right here. Okay. So having the intercity buses that already come on and off the highway, they're going to have super easy access, and then you can disperse tourists via the metro lines, which will of course you'll have to draw in via this one here. You can go ahead and hook this into your existing system in kind of any way you see fit. just go ahead and draw a mot line. I'll find somewhere to hook that in a minute for demonstration purposes. But yeah, if you're not using this one and you do have the Japanese content creator pack, some of the small office buildings work really nicely here as well. It really is kind of up to you as to which one you want to go with. Some of them have got quite like a little, almost like a travel lodge Premier Inn vibe about them, you know? Which you do often find at service stations like this. So I'll kind of throw down a couple of different ones, like a combination of each in my little detailing session. But yeah, this is kind of the general frame. Also, a little kind of notable shout here. If you do have fertile land nearby, farms back really nicely onto this particular build. So I'll demonstrate that in detailing so you can kind of see how it works. But for right now, let's focus on kind of hooking people into our highway here. So let's go for a little bit of a road here, that freeform. Come back to the surface. And then we're just going to slowly curve back in with our highway ramps again. And then we'll do the same thing on this side as well. But I think obviously I need to power this side, so I take one of my wind farms and throw it over here. I'll keep everyone over that side powered. This is kind of your general basic frame of a highway rest stop. You can obviously introduce many more different assets and zonings in here. If you are playing kind of the almost like, I guess, survival game, where you're kind of building the city through the milestones, bear in mind these things are pretty far away from fire and police services, so I'm going to throw some down in here as well just to help alleviate that pressure, because otherwise they will eventually kind of abandon and burn down because they're just so far away from everything else. You know, if you are with mods, then you can avoid that problem anyway. Okay guys, but that feels like a good place to jump into a detail and time lapse. We're going to get some nice repeated patterns through the highway here with some fences and some trees. I get some rocks up along these bankings too. And get the zoo paths over here. Stick a bit of farmland on this side so you guys can kind of see how it looks when it's kind of backed onto those fields, which is a really nice aesthetic. We'll also get some intercity buses and metro flowing through here as well, so we can kind of see how busy the transport hub becomes once it's active. So as always, we will be right back. Okay guys, that is going to do it for today's modular build. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, a like below is always appreciated. As much if you didn't enjoy it, please feel free to leave a dislike as well. Quite a short and snappy one today. This is kind of a downsized modular build. Some of the more recent ones have been quite big, like the oil refinery and the ore mining pit. So yeah, a little bit of a shorter one today, but there are still plenty more bigger things to do on the list. Again, that list is in the Discord. If you want to go and check out what's on there or add something of your own to it, then you can do. Links are in the description. There are plenty of other assets you can include in this. A lot of the inspiration I looked at online, you tend to have kind of one main building and then all car parks either side of the highway. So in that sense, it is a fairly minimalistic modular build. So it's up to you whether or not it's kind of your vibe. It's very aesthetic as opposed to functional, but it's a really nice way of decorating your highway rather than just leaving them as they kind of always are, especially in the vanilla game. This thing should look pretty cute at night time as well, especially with the sunken highway through the middle, so hang around for the little outro tag that is about to follow. Otherwise, I'll leave it there. Well, thank you all so much for watching, and as always, enjoy the rest of your day.